Well, good morning. Thank you for inviting us once again for our annual report about the 4-H program. We're thrilled to be here, and this is a chance for you to hear directly from some of our 4-H youth how this program impacts them. In 1918, the 4-H Youth Development Program began in Clackamas County. 100 years later, the 4-H program has taught hundreds of thousands of local residents to improve their lives and their communities. Our youth presenters are each going to tell you a little bit more about the history of Clackamas County 4-H. The 4-H Youth Development Program reaches youth through volunteer-led clubs, through school enrichment, camps, and other focused programs. One of the reasons why 4-H is so successful is that we start by developing our programs around theme areas, and we refer to these as projects. So members will also probably talk about what projects they are in. And we've asked them to speculate on what they think the most popular 4-H projects are going to be 100 years from now. This year we had 583 4-Hers enter the county fair this week. There were 11 members who attended our cat fair. We also had 214 youth at horse fair and 30 at the dog fair, which are held here at the fairgrounds in July. So that's a total of 748 total youth who attended one or more of these fairs to show what they had learned throughout the year. We are grateful for the support of the Clackamas County Fair and Event Center that allows our youth to learn and grow at the county fair and at educational opportunities throughout the year. So now let's hear from some of the youth. Grady, do you want to come first? Come on up.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Grady Buswell, and I'm going into 8th grade this year. And I'm in Sandy Livestock and Mount Hood Critters, and I show sheep and rabbits. And 4-H, I would have nothing else to do if I wasn't in 4-H, because I'm always doing stuff for 4-H, taking care of my animals. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting at home all day doing nothing without it. And it's really... 4-H has impacted me because it's made me more responsible and it's helped me become better with animals too, because I like being able to bond with my animals. And in 100 years, I think that the most popular animal, or the most popular 4-H project area will probably be like small animals like rabbits and pigeons and chickens.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Johnson. I'm going into the 8th grade, and I am in Sandy Livestock and Mount Hood Critters. And I show pigeons, cats, rabbits, guinea pigs, sheep, and goats. I think that without 4-H, same as Grady, I would not be doing a lot else besides ARBA. And what?
Explain what that is.
Oh yeah, ARBA is the American Rabbit Breeders Association, and I go to a lot of shows, but it's not like 4-H where you actually have showmanship and everything, but you take your rabbit up to the table, and it's kind of like 4-H confirmation. And you have best of breed and best opposite of breed, and then in each breed you have the subdivisions like best of variety, which is the color of the rabbit, and best opposite of the variety. And in both of those, you have to have at least a male and a female in best opposite and best of. And I think how 4-H has impacted me is with my responsibility of taking care of my animals and taking care of all the rest of my projects. And also it has helped me come on my shell a little bit more because I used to be very shy. And I think in 100 years, one of the most popular species to show will be sheep.
Thank you very much. Should have asked Mike Bondi what was the most popular thing to show 100 years ago.
Hello, my name is Kylie Linebuck. I'm 11 years old and I'm going into the 6th grade. I'm an independent in the 4-H program and I show sheep and rabbits. 4-H has really impacted my life from going all over and competing in the shows. I think it's helped with my social skills and being with my friends. It's the week that I most look forward to during the year, and just having fun and being in the program. In 100 years, I think the most popular event in 4-H is probably going to be either the hearth projects or the livestock.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
And what are you showing, young man? Oh.
Hello, my name is Cody O'Neill. Here I have my Indian runner duck. His name is Kramer. He's a little cranky this morning. Call him Cranky Kramer.
He's camera shy.
He is a little camera shy. He's about 5 years old now, so he's getting pretty old, but he's still one of my best show ducks. I take him every year to fair, and just this year they allowed waterfowl back into the fairgrounds. So for those of you who don't know, a couple of years ago they had an outbreak of avian influenza, and they cut off waterfowl coming to fair. So we had to improvise and bring them to a Wilco shop just across the street to do showmanship and confirmation. It was quite difficult, but they're back now. They're making a comeback. I am very grateful that we are all the way into having waterfowl back at fair. So grateful. Some of the other projects that I do hearth, so photography and videography, and I believe in 100 years that will be the thriving subject. And I think that was it. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. What is this? Pygmy, what do you call this thing? Look at that thing.
Hello, my name is Adria Hanlon. I am in the 5th grade, and I am homeschooled, and I am in the Fuzzy Squad. My favorite thing about 4-H is probably confirmation and showmanship. Just because I can work with animals and I can get better at it. I think in 100 years from now, livestock would probably be the most.
Well, thank you. What's that you got in your rug there?
This is a guinea pig.
Guinea pig. Looks like a little puppy from here.
What's its name?
This is Vanilla Bean.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Is it safe?
Yeah, I know. He's on a roll today, isn't he? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Daniel Leinbach. I'm 20 years old. I graduated 4-H about 3-4 years ago, but I'm back at the fair to help out with the youth and to help make the best better. And Wendy has fun facts on this sheet. So, the Clackamas County 4-H camp began during World War II when the statewide 4-H conference was canceled due to the war. The camp has run every summer for over 75 years. Today, it is held at the Oregon 4-H Center in Lake July. During my 4-H career, I was an independent 4-Her, and for my high school career, I was part of the Clackamas County Ambassador team and the State Ambassador team. I was the president my senior year, and that was a fantastic experience. I showed sheep, beef cattle, poultry, and I also participated in many of the hearth projects, and I still use all those skills today with either working or ranching, and I've actually created my own business because of my experience in 4-H in leathercraft.
I am hoping to become a 4-H leader and continue my 4-H career in that, helping out with the youth and making 4-H the fantastic program that it really is. The question that we were asked is, what project do we see in 100 years will be the biggest? And I think it'll be photography, just because of how technology is going and how cameras are pretty much accessible by everybody. And already now photography is one of the biggest projects, so I think it's just going to keep growing and growing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bring that's a turkey, right?
Very good, Jim.
I had relatives who raised thousands of those.
Yeah. I have a poultry farm and I raise turkeys on it. My mom does, and I help out.
Mm-hmm.
So my name is Sela Raisel, and I'm going into 9th grade at Rex Putnam High School, and I'm in the Fuzzy Squad 4-H group. Some of my favorite activities in 4-H are probably the small animal programs, because I feel like everyone has to work together to get their projects done, and if you make it into master showmanship, then you have to work with other people in different projects to be able to know all the animals. Because master showmanship, there's 4 different species that are shown. There's poultry, pigeons, rabbits, and cavies, or guinea pigs. And you have to talk with other people in those species to be able to know how to show them. For example, I do rabbits, poultry, and pigeons, but I have to talk to someone else to do cavies because I don't know very much about them. And then this is my meat pen turkey. She's market turkey. I'm going to auction her off. She's the grand champion market turkey this year. And I'm really excited because this is the first year they get to do market turkeys, so it's really exciting that we get to show them. In 100 years, I think one of the most popular projects is going to be animals, because I feel like a lot of people won't be able to have them as much, and they'll be really excited to see them at the fair and be able to work with them. And also, it's a very social group because you have, as I said earlier, you have to talk to people and you have to work with them. And so I don't see anybody like on their electronics or phones, so they're all talking together or looking up stuff in their books. So I feel like it's a very social group.
Thank you, and that turkey's been waving at us the whole time.
I'm going to share with you some of just our fun historical facts about Clackamas County 4-H. So, for example, we were talking about project areas. For the last 30 or more years, horses has been our -- project area in the county. But lately, it's been at a near tie with photography. In 2018, this year, we sent 40 youth to the Oregon 4-H Summer Conference, and that made us the largest county delegation this year. In the 30s and 40s, this was a huge statewide event. In fact, it was not uncommon for Clackamas County to send over 100 youth to what was then a month-long experience. Also, Clackamas County 4-H has 6 honorees in the Oregon 4-H Hall of Fame, and one of them, our former Extension faculty member Linda Erickson, is also in the National 4-H Hall of Fame. In 2001, Clackamas County 4-H members were invited to the Oregon Zoo and consulted on the design of their family farm exhibit. Since 2013, all Clackamas County 4-H volunteers have to complete a continuing education program every 2 years. And this was a pioneering program, and it was one of the very first requirements. It was the first here in Oregon and one of the first nationally. And it's been shared in scholarly circles. We've won awards for this program, and it's now being adopted by counties throughout Oregon and in other states. Another fun fact is that in 1973, the words "and my world" were added to the end of the 4-H pledge. So when some of our old timers come visit us in the 4-H building, they like to share the 4-H pledge with us. We can tell they're an old timer because they don't add "and my world" on the pledge. The Clackamas County 4-H Association is our incorporated 501c3 that supports 4-H programming throughout the county. And they actually became a formal 501c3 organization in 1978. We have a long history of private philanthropy that supports our program. They have a fundraiser raffle in the 4-H exhibit hall this week that we invite people to check out. In 1948, Vern Palmblad became a 4-H leader, and 70 years later, he is our longest-serving 4-H volunteer. He's 93 years old. Some of the newer projects in Clackamas County include CATS, videography, robotics, and performing art. We've also added new classes in the last few years, so 4-Hers can experience the Celebrate Our World, Fashion Review Lookbook, and Photography Scavenger Hunt. You may or may not have heard that Horning Hall was actually the original 4-H FFA dorm. At that time, all exhibits were shown here in the main pavilion, and the current 4-H building was originally built as the dance pavilion at the fairgrounds. And then one last little fact, that Oregon State University is home to the Oregon 4-H program, and OSU is our land-grant university here for Oregon, and it is also celebrating an anniversary. This is Oregon State University's 150th anniversary. So to commemorate our 4-H 100-year centennial, you might have noticed that many of us are sporting our 4-H t-shirts. We do have t-shirts for all of you as well, and we are really looking forward to our next 100 years.